Welcome in to the Bro 4 Squad podcast, where we are just a bunch of bros drinking beer and talking movies. This is episode 201, and it is the first annual Broscars. I am one of your hosts tonight, the Mayor Jeff Hornacek, and if you don't know, this is the movie awards show for bros. Unlike the Oscars, which can go fuck itself.
And I'm the mad scientist joining the party tonight. I think you can tell by looking at my attire that I'm not wearing a shirt, but I am wearing a tie. So we should all take that lesson from Donkey Kong.
And I'm the American hero, Nate Thurman. I don't really have a comment on Brian's attire, but I think we're all just glad he's at least wearing pants this year.
Yeah, let's check in on that a little bit later and see if that status is still correct.
All right, well, while we try to avoid any wardrobe malfunctions up here, let's go check in with our enforcer, Matt Geiger, who, as always, is down on the red carpet, checking out the fashion and the hot gossip from this year's awards. Matt, what do you have for us?
Hey, can you hear me, guys?
Yeah, we got you.
Yeah, loud and clear.
I'm running a tad late. Kind of lost track of time because I went on a darkness retreat. Not really sure if I've been here a fucking day or a week. Really learned a lot about myself, though. I'm pretty sure I understand the ending to No Country for Old Men now. I'm definitely gay, and I'm pretty confident that Cycly is going to take over our pod, take all of our money, and kick us out. But I'm going to try to get out of here and make it right to the red carpet. So back to you guys. Can someone let me the fuck out of here? It's dark as shit.
Thanks, Matt. Be careful and drive safe. Just pull over for emergency vehicles if you see any. But guys, it is time for our first Broscar of the night, beginning with the What's Up, Doc Award for this year's Best Documentary Movie or Series.
Yeah, I really like this award. We've often said that some of the craziest stories in our lives are the ones that are actually true.
Very true, Nate. Actually, last time Cycly told us that all he was going to be for... that he was going to be the legal counsel for my ex-wife Rachel in our divorce proceedings. And so not only did he end up taking everything, including the shirt off my back, but he also took my pride and my dignity. And that is a true story.
Well, Jeff, you didn't really have much of that to begin with, the dignity, you know. So let's go down to the stage for this year's first two presenters, C-3PO and Bane.
Oh my, what a sight to behold, these Broscars. I am truly honored, and as a protocol droid, I can curse in over 12 million languages, which makes me such a good addition to the festivities of the Broscars.
Oh, you think cursing is your ally, but you only adopted the curse. I was born in it, molded by it. My father bet on the 5-5, so I was bathed in foul language. While I tell you that story, let us defer to the robot voice to read us the nominees for the What's Up Doc Award.
And the nominees are The Tinder Swindler, Good Thing I'm Only on Bumble, The Redeem Team, The Johnny Depp vs. Amber Heard Trial, The Captain, Untold, The Girlfriend Who Didn't Exist, also known as the Matt Geiger story. And the winner is Untold, The Girlfriend Who Didn't Exist, also known as the Matt Geiger story.
All right, well, the Manti Te'o story takes home the gold this year. A pretty fucking crazy story, one that we all vividly remember. I got to ask you guys, before I get your thoughts on the doc, have either of you ever been catfished?
Yeah, but it was a sexual act that actually involved
An actual
from
cat
the water.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
so
a different thing, but still kind of counts. Brian, how about you?
Oh, yeah, all the time.
Oh, kind of unabashed.
he kind of enjoys it, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, it's Slow Tuesday for me.
Yeah, it's a weekly thing. So what do you guys think of the documentary? Obviously, two parts. I think it kind of, Manti Te'o had some, he looked good at times, he looked bad at times. That's the way I felt.
Yeah, it was entertaining. I really enjoyed it. Honestly, from back in the day, like trying to think back, I'd forgot a lot of this stuff, so it was nice to have like a refresher on it. But yeah, it was pretty crazy. I forgot a lot of the details and like where the people are now. It's pretty insane. So happy this one came out on top.
Yeah, this in my mind this year it was a two-man race between the Untold Story and the Redeem Team, and both of these I vividly remember where I was when all this was going down. And I think the Manti Te'o story was more of a story as opposed to the Redeem Team, which was more of a event, if you will. So
Well said.
lots of good stuff out of both of them, though.
Agreed. All right, well, let's send it back down to Geiger after our first award. Matt, what's the status? What's the haps back there?
Hey guys, in an Uber right now. I think I got about 5 minutes left. Pretty cool Uber driver. The last name was Tuyasa Sopo, which was really interesting, but we're just kind of talking about ourselves and stuff. And, he found out I was single and he's like, dude, I got this cousin named Linnea that would like love you because I've heard your podcast and everything. So I'm getting her right now on Instagram and everything. And we're talking. So it's getting pretty serious. I think we're going to Hawaii and meeting. And yeah, I think I'm going to get fucking married to her. It's pretty awesome. So I'll have you guys meet her when I get there because she said that she's coming to the show. So back to you.
Thanks, Matt. And now it's time for our second award of the night, the Show Me the Money Award for the best television series of the year.
That's been a great couple of years for TV, and I've actually been taking some acting classes and hope to be on one someday. So we'll see.
Oh, that'd be cool. Like Lego Masters or Top Shelf?
I was thinking something scripted, like a soap opera or maybe porn.
Yeah, I'd probably watch that. Let's send it down to Ian McClellan to present.
Charles Barkley once told me that as long as he's on television, he'll be happy. Well, I can say that any man who gets arrested while driving drunk on his way to get a blowjob is a man that I'll take life advice from. In the honor of the greatness of television, here are the nominees for the Show Me the Money Broscar.
And the nominees are Tulsa King. I've been there. It sucks. House of the Dragon. The White Lotus. Season 2. Stranger Things. Season 4. A show about teenagers played by people in their mid-30s. And Only Murderers in the Building. Season 2. And the winner is House of the Dragon.
All right, well, all our Game of Thrones heads, they're back on top this year. House of the Dragon. Obviously, I have a legal requirement that for some reason does not allow me to watch any Game of Thrones series, but I know Matt was a huge fan of the show. Nate, you big Game of Thrones guy, right? Were you a big fan of House of Dragon? Did it hold up for you?
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I'd like to get Geiger's thoughts on this one, but I know he's transitioning from his newly found love in his Uber. So we'll have to wait on that. But I thought this held up. And the crazy thing about this series is that the expectations were so high coming off of Game of Thrones. But like I said, it really held up. All the characters were very appealing. I like where they're going. The first season wrapped up nicely, had a nice ending with kind of a cliffhanger. I thought they were going to get more into where they were going, but this next season is going to be great for what it's setting up for. But I mean, there was enough fan service as far as like the structure of like the king and the hand of the king and the king's guard and all that kind of stuff. So I mean, even it being whatever 170 years removed, it still felt normal and it felt like home of Game of Thrones for you.
Yeah, and I think this was probably the deepest category this year. I mean, between White Lotus, Stranger Things, Only Murders, Tulsa King, that's tough competition. And then you factor in a Game of Thrones show having to beat its own expectation. It's like really winning a battle on two fronts. Boehner, how about you? Were you a House of Dragon guy?
I was. Yeah, I think House of Dragon had the biggest upside and also could have fallen on its face more than any other show this year because of the expectation and just where we were left off with Game of Thrones with that eighth and final season that just didn't really hit the mark. This had a lot to live up to, and it did. They made the story a little bit more simple, at least in my mind, which I think was a big positive.
All right, we're a quarter of the way through the show. Let's see if Matt has gotten out of his Uber yet. Matt, what's the status down there? Can you report in?
Finally here. Looking for Lene. She said she might show up or she might get cancer. She doesn't know which one. Tents outside, there's a lot of them. First one is Mattress Firm. $5 for a mattress. That's a deal. What? Why would anyone want to shit on a mattress for $5? Who the fuck would do that? Okay, let's go to the next one. FIFA World Cup gameplay, owner play, where basically you start your own tequila company, then own a soccer team and be the biggest fucking douchebag ever, and then you can win the game. That's pretty cool. And there's a Marvel versus DC Jenga game. The Marvel Jenga is built really high, but every time I see like two pieces of the DC, James Gunn comes and knocks it down and says, I got a better idea for the kid that's trying to put it together. So hopefully DC can maybe get like 3 Jenga pieces on top of each other. I'll report back. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Matt. I'm really looking forward to that report later. But before we do that, it is time for our third award of the night, the Ja Rule Award for the actor or actress who must be so desperate in need of money based on the role that they agreed to take.
You know, I've been thinking about this one a lot lately. Do you think Ja Rule is actually like upset that we named this award after him?
Ja Rule is actually in my fantasy football league, and I can confirm that it does, in fact, really fucking piss him off.
Well, damn. I almost feel bad. Almost. So, anyway, okay. I can see our presenters are getting a little restless down there. So, presenting the Ja Rule Award are, of course, Liam Neeson and I think Kermit the Frog. That's for the fan to decide.
Ever since my daughter was taken by Marco from Trapoya, I've known the value of life. I also know that I'd rather lose my life than resort to taking any of the roles in shitty movies, such as those taken by the actors nominated for this award.
Well said, Liam. Well, business is cruel, but you cannot have any sympathy for the following actors who are chasing that paycheck. Let's turn it over to the cyborg with an attitude and see who's competing for the Ja Rule Award this year.
And the nominees are Jessica Chastain in The 355. That's actually the total number of people worldwide who saw this movie. Halle Berry in Moonfall. Finally, Roland Emmerich made a disaster movie. Owen Wilson in Marry Me. Sandra Bullock in The Lost City, more like The Lost Shitty. Michael Cera in Paws of Fury, The Legend of Hank. And the winner is Sandra Bullock in The Lost City.
All right, guys, always a difficult category because winning is technically losing. It's sort of like the WNBA championship. Like, are we really happy about this? But Sandra Bullock takes home Broscar Gold. Got to say, tough competition this year. Michael Cera is probably just happy for any paycheck, so probably not that upset to get nominated. Because of how bad it looked, did anyone here see The Lost City, or is that kind of the point of this award? Is none of us touched for the 10-foot pole?
I
Yeah, I
am
think
ashamed to admit I did see it.
Did you like it?
Fuck no.
Yeah.
It
Sandra
was-
Bullock definitely.
It was
slumped.
embarrassingly bad.
It's definitely my second favorite Sandra Bullock and Brad Pitt movie of the year.
Yeah, I saw one of these, which was Moonfall. Yeah, Moonfall, which was not. It was rough. It was rough to get through.
I didn't hate.
And she was
Marry
worse
Me.
than that.
Whew.
The 355, such a bad role for Jessica Chastain. That came out like January 10th, and she still was able to fend off competition for 11 and a half months and get nominated.
Congratulations.
Yeah. All right, let's send it back to Matt. Matt, you gave us the tent update last time. What's the latest happenings? Have you made it backstage yet, or are they still checking your press credentials?
I'm backstage, and backstage, I get privy to information that no one else does, especially from Hollywood. There's a lot of remakes happening this year. A couple of them, they didn't tell me to tell anyone, but I'm going to tell you guys. First one, 8 Men Out. Remember this baseball movie? Well, this one is going to star Kate McKinnon, Wanda Sykes, Kristen Stewart, and directed by Elizabeth Banks. My Girl, starring Billy Eichner and Sam Smith. That should be a good one. And Hoosiers still takes place in a really small town in Indiana, but starring Michael B. Jordan, Jonathan Majors, and P. Diddy as Gene Hackman's character. And I've been told if you have a problem with any of these or not going to see them, you're either racist, a homophobe, or against women. So the ball's in your court, boys. Back to you.
Well, appreciate those kind words, Matt. Well, guys, we're about halfway through the night. Unlike the Super Bowl, we don't have Rihanna to come out and give us a nice little pregnant break.
No, we do not, Brian. I do think if you give me a few hours, though, I can find a different pregnant woman to come out and do some sort of performance. You think I could borrow the company credit card?
As great of an idea as that sounds, Nate, why don't we just send it down to my good friend of the pod, Vin Diesel, to present the Can I Speak to Your Manager award for, I don't know why I went British, for the movie in the past year that sucks so much, I want my money back.
Thank you, Brian. I presented this award last year. The only two things I care about are shitty movies and family. Not necessarily in that order. Sure, one of my films has made you speak to the manager at your local movie theater. And for that I say you're welcome. Because it's great to meet new people. Let's turn it over to the kind and sexy android nominees.
And the nominees are Moonfall,
Robot, stop. Robot.
Windfall, Everything, Everywhere, All at Once, a movie about the places Horns' ex-wife cheated on him. Halloween Ends, You Promise? And Men, Why They Great Till They Gotta Be Great. And the winner is Windfall.
All right, Windfall. I can speak for Nate and I. This was a movie that we were very excited for. Jesse Plemons, written by and starring Jason Segel, Lily Collins. What a fucking wet turd. And I believe, Nate, on our worst movies of the year list, I think, did we both have this at number one? We did that.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Right behind Moonfall, or right ahead of Moonfall.
Yeah, not a good year for fall movies. So just poop. A movie that doesn't do anything and just, wow, really fucking sucks.
No, and like it's a kind of a big swing because there are 3 people in the whole movie, like 3.5, I would say. And you just have to base it around them, and it doesn't progress anywhere where you think it may go. It doesn't go, and then there's no resolution or resolve at the end. You get no explanation for why the fuck anything is happening. It's a complete like Horn said, wet turd.
Yeah. I know a lot of people out there might be shocked Everything Everywhere All at Once got nominated, but I just could not fucking do that movie. And I was really in the right headspace for it. It didn't work out. Banner, you seen these films? Moonfall, Windfall, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Halloween Ends, and Men. And if so, what are your thoughts? You surprised?
I heard really bad things about all of them and somehow managed to avoid them all.
Wow, look at you.
Yeah,
didn't even
I'm
see
very proud of
Moonfall?
myself.
That's like the most Banner movie of all time.
I know, but I just bad recommendations. I gotta focus my time in better situations, like Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer.
For sure. All right. Speaking of better situations, let's send it down to Matt Geiger backstage. Matt, how you holding up? This is normally the time of night where you've started to make some friends. Things are usually going pretty well. Is that still the case this year?
I'm definitely making friends back here. A lot of actors are back here, not really for their movies, but as you know, if you're on Instagram, which I know you boys are, they sell a lot of products. Like Wahlberg has a really cool tequila. The Rock has Zoa energy drink and a tequila. Or there's some new products back here that I want you boys to be known about. One is H. Weinstein potted plants. Now, this is a pretty cool fucking deal. Not only do you pay for the potted plants, but you don't have to water it because this guy named Harvey is going to come over and use some type of really cool watering, and they apparently grow like shit. The other one is Paul Walker's Student Driving School. And if Paul's not available, then apparently you can get a guy named Derek Thomas. I'm just telling you what I'm hearing back here. I'm just reporting. I'm a reporter. If you hate CNN or Fox, don't blame the reporter. Blame the news. And lastly, I shouldn't do this, so I should throw it. Planned Parenthood, and that's Eric Murdoch's company. Back to you guys.
Jesus Christ.
Well, it seems like, as usual, Matt is handling himself quite well backstage and doing some really, really good networking for us.
Yeah, he really is, Brian. I gave him a bunch of pamphlets actually on the Church of Latter-day Saints and told him to pass those out as well. So not only is he getting some great scoops, he's doing God's work back there.
I'm sure our Heavenly Father is looking down on us very proud tonight. Speaking of our Heavenly Father, our next 2 presenters are Christopher Walken and Master Yoda to present the 2 a.m. Drunk Text Axing You Up award for the movie that has most desperately wanted Oscar recognition. Let's send it down to the stage.
The Broscars are an American institution, like the Clearys and the Lodges. The 2 a.m. drunk text, the most desperate of mating calls, also has cemented itself as a staple in our society. When you combine these two with myself and Master Yoda, you get something extra spicy.
Chris, you speak the truth. When on Coruscant I lived, many a rotations did I send these texts to women. Many times sent, very few answered. Here are the nominees for the 2 a.m. drunk text asking, up you are? Award for the most desperate movie for Oscar recognition.
And the nominees are Elvis. This movie made me want to die on a toilet. Father Stew. The Fablemans. All quiet on the Western Front, but I heard that Eastern Front is lit. The Tender Bar. Despite the name, they do not serve chicken tenders there. And the winner is Father Stew.
All right, guys, again, a tough and fierce battle. Father Stew ends up taking home Oscar gold. I think at the start of the year, once we saw Tom Hanks' Dutch impression, we all probably would have said Elvis was the favorite here. But Father Stew just so desperate for that Oscar recognition, it takes home Broscar gold. Banner, what are your thoughts on the way this one played out?
I mean, yeah, I would not have been surprised if any of these won, actually. But, you know, there's got to be somebody that's willing to do whatever it takes, and that was Father Stew.
And just to clarify, that doesn't mean these are bad movies. It just means they really wanted to be nominated for an Oscar. Because, Nate, I know you particularly are a fan of All Quiet on the Western Front. Probably a great piece of film, but black and white, right? Most of it? Or parts of it?
No, I think that one's in color, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
It's all in German, though. But yeah, All Quiet on the Western Front was one of my favorite movies of last year. And yeah, that's a good thing to point out. Like, this isn't the award that you win, but you lose. Because yeah, a lot of these are great. The Fablemans, I thought that one might win this category.
Oh, that wanted it so bad.
So bad. Like, this is like Steven Spielberg's like lifelong dream to make this movie. I mean, it has. I think it's basically about his childhood or him growing up.
It's about him, yes. And Matt's favorite desperate actor, Michelle Williams, in it as well, which always helps contribute to the 2 a.m. drunk text asking you up award.
Yeah, so this was a stacked category this year. So Father Stew should be proud for bringing home the hardware.
Yeah, well, congrats or not congrats. All right, backstage to Matt. I mean, this is always where we set the over-under each year. Has he been kicked out yet? So, Matt, what's the update? Are you still able to be allowed backstage, or has something happened and they forced you to leave?
No, I'm pretty cool back here. I'm meeting a lot of cool people. I'm actually kind of pitching some Broforce Squad products because, you know, since everyone is celebrity now, we're definitely fucking celebrities. So have you ever had, you know, an occasion that doesn't really call for a shirt and tie, you know, doesn't really call for jeans. It calls to show a little nut. Well, get Cycly's short shorts. Available at Old Navy. I mean, sometimes the shorts just aren't short enough, and you got to show a little ball, especially when you manicure down here like you know, Ronnie Cycly does. So look for those for Old Navy. Also, plant-based is huge right now. Everyone's going plant-based. You know, everything, protein powders, plant-based. So since I'm fat as fuck, I'm doing bacon-based foods. So everything I'm selling is bacon-based because, you know, the healthy people, we got them covered. They're fucking good to go. Have you ever just wanted to, have you ever wake up and just like, man, I want to be 20 pounds heavier than I am today? I know a lot of people do. So you get Geiger's bacon-based foods. And lastly, it's Banner's School for the Blind. And yes, they live on campus, but they're blind as fuck. So I don't even know if they're going to find the rooms or not. But yes, they do live on campus. Back to you.
Thanks, Matt. Appreciate those promotions that you've been pushing out. Nate, we're down to our last 3 awards. Any surprises so far for you tonight?
Well, I mean, I'm kind of surprised Cycly hasn't thrown up on anyone or himself, although honestly, I actually haven't seen him in about 30 minutes, so that could have changed. I don't know.
Yeah, I actually took the over on that one, so we're going to need an update, like, quick.
Oh, hold on, hang on. I'm getting some information on my earpiece real quick. Yep. Okay, yes. Well, obviously. No. Russian sex dolls. All right. Okay, yes, we have gotten word that Cycly has in fact thrown up on himself.
Good for him. Love the consistency of doing this every year. All right, time to head to the stage where Matthew McConaughey is about to present the Nerdy Chick in High School Who Got Hot Award for the movie that surprised us the most.
All right. The movies for this next award are better than all right. They were almost as good as me playing the bogus naked in front of my bedroom window. You're welcome, America. Go see Magic Mike 3, which I am not a part of. Here are the nominees for the Nerdy Chick in High School Who Got Hot Award for the movie that surprised us this year.
And the nominees are Scream. Ah! The Menu. Ambulance, where they had to take me after I saw Michael Bay made a good movie. Hustle. An Orphan, First Kill. You never forget your first time. And the winner is Hustle.
All right, Adam Sandler doing his once every 3 years, all right, I'll fucking try now as part of my Netflix agreement. And as he did with Uncut Gems, it worked out very well in a cool sports movie. I was surprised by this. Came out earlier in the year. I thought the basketball scenes were awesome. I thought Juancho Hernan Gomez was incredible in this. And again, shows when Sandler wants to. He's a good dramatic actor. Nate, I know this was one of your favorite movies of the year. At least when it came out, you were raving about it. How pleased are you that Hustle wins the 2 a.m. drunk text? Sorry, the Nerdy Chick in High School Who Got Hot Award. Movie that most surprised us.
Yeah, this one was definitely my front runner in this category. Ambulance was also up there. That was a fun movie to watch. But yeah, Hustle definitely. I think it's kind of on Sandler at this point because of all the shit he's put out in the past 5-6 years. So whenever this one came out, I'm interested in it. I don't have high expectations. And then watching, yeah, it was great. Love the interactions with the actual athletes in the movie. And yeah, Sandler killed it. That was a good feel-good sports movie that I hadn't seen in a while.
And Anthony Edwards was actually pretty good in it too.
Yeah, he was solid. Yeah.
Banner, did you see Orphan First Kill? I feel like
I did.
Okay,
This was another really deep category this year.
Yeah, I think Orphan First Kill may be the best twist of the year in a movie. So for people out there that are into that, that's I think what got it on this list, at least in my opinion.
I agree. And I think just if you've seen the original Orphan, you're like, how could this movie be so good? It has no business being on this list.
Right.
But then you go and watch it and you're like, holy shit, I get it now.
And the title even reads like a Steven Seagal movie, so you kind of write it off. But it was quite a surprise.
It was.
Speaking of a surprise, all right, I'm scared to do this, but again, this is the fourth quarter now, so this is when he does his best work. Matt, what's the status of things backstage for you?
Got a little breaking news. If you all are interested, talk to James Wan about Aquaman 2, about the Amber Heard situation, and never thought of this, but of course he's a genius. I said, what are you going to do in this movie? And he said, and I quote, we're going to de-age Amber Heard. I was like, to like what, when she's 10? He's like, no, we're just going to de-age her 2 years before everyone knew she was a crazy bitch that shit on, fucking beds and stuff. So they're just going to de-age her like 15 months, which is fucking awesome. Then we're all going to go and there's like, no, that's the Amber Heard that we thought was hot and normal from like Chocolat and Aquaman 1. So be ready to see that. Of course, it comes out in Christmas because nothing says a water movie and going to the pool like December 21st. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Matt. And as always, you continue to impress us back there with your spectacular reporting.
I have to say that Geiger actually has a pretty tough job. I know being around celebrities and asking the tough questions isn't easy. One time I actually saw Amy Schumer at TGI Fridays, and I asked her if she'd just go eat shit and die, but I said it cordially, and she totally freaked out on me.
Wow, what a massive bitch. How immature of her. Speaking of immature, the next category is the Are You Kidding Me award for the best kids movie of the past year. Let's send it down to the always angry Jason Statham, who is here to present. Weird category, but okay.
They say there's nothing sweeter than the laughter of a child. I say to those people, you never heard a sound of me snapping somebody's neck on film, or watch my movie The Meg while high on LSD. Regardless, kids' movies do still have some value,
even if none of them are on the level of Crank 2 High Voltage. Here are the nominees for the Are You Kidding Me award.
And the nominees are Turning Red, a movie about periods. No, really. Chippendale's Rescue Rangers. Honestly, guys, it was pretty good. Lightyear. How the fuck did this get nominated? Paws of Fury, Legend of Hank. And Zombies 3. And the winner is Paws of Fury, The Legend of Hank.
All right, guys, this category new to the Broscars, I believe, this year. I was hoping Chippendale Rescue Rangers would be able to pull it out. Banner, I know you're a big Paws of Fury, Legend of Hank head. How pleased are you that it's taken home Broscar Gold tonight?
I am happy. It's it does feel like I need to put a little asterisk. It's kind of a weak year, because I mean
Very
I pretty much turned gay from watching Lightyear, and then also turned gay from watching Turning Red. So just the fact that I was able to stay straight and narrow during this film was a big positive.
Yeah, as the robot even said, the fact that Lightyear got nominated, I mean, it's like the NCAA tournament, like the 68th team. It's like someone's got to fucking get in. Just let Virginia Military Institute go play. Nate, thoughts on how this category played out?
I'll be honest, I have not seen any of these. And I think it's kind of a credit to what you guys are saying. It was a down year for kids shows, but I mean, I'm not much into most of them anyway, unless it's. I mean, I probably should have seen Lightyear at this point. I just haven't. Like I said, I still want to say heterosexual. So what are you gonna do?
Yeah, makes sense. Speaking of staying heterosexual, Matt, what's the status backstage? How you doing?
Man, I just breaking news all over the place, and Thurman, you're gonna love this. So apparently, at the end of this year, there's gonna be because of Elvis's success, there's gonna be a Tiger Woods documentary movie, starring Anthony Mackie and Jackie Chan, both as Tiger Woods. When I asked how that's gonna happen, they just said, well, during the golf scenes and workout stuff, we're gonna have Anthony Mackie do it, and then if there's a couple scenes where Tiger does math, so we're gonna have Jackie Chan. Very interesting. I've seen movies where they've had multiple actors play the same person before. Never interracially though, but hey, it's 2023, and if you have a problem with it, then I guess just get the fuck out. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Matt. You've done some of your best backstage work this year. Really appreciate you bringing your A game.
Speaking of best work, it's time for the final award of the night, the Bros Best Picture.
Always a bittersweet moment as the night comes to an end with this piece of Broscar Gold being given out. Now would be a good time to ask your waiter for a full double whiskey on the rocks to go.
I'm one step ahead of you and 2 steps ahead of the cops. I even asked him to bring yours in a SpongeBob SquarePants sippy cup, just how you like it. They'll just think it's Baby Banner's juice if we get pulled over.
You're such a good man. All right, to wrap up the awards, let's send it down to Sir Michael Caine on the stage.
Acting. Movies. Shirley Blankers. 3 things that Jesus Christ asked Moses to chisel on his tablet just above the 10 Commandments as the most important things in life. I stand here tonight honoured, broken and British as I present the Bros Best Picture Award for the best movie of the year. For one last time, let me turn it over to the arousing robot voice for the nominees.
And the nominees are Pray. No, it's not the banger by Kesha. Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. The Batman. Somehow, DC didn't fuck this one up. Top Gun, Maverick. And Don't Make Me Go, the documentary about every one of Horn's birthday parties he's ever thrown. And the winner is Don't Make Me Go.
All right, guys, I think this might surprise some people. I've been a stan for this movie ever since I saw it. I won't say how it made me feel because I feel like that might even be a spoiler, but this was an Amazon Prime original. You have to fucking check it out. Nate, I think you watched it very soon after I did. And while there were some really fun movies up for this category, like actually this is the only one I think that was not an action film in some regard, I think that the fans got it right here. What do you think?
Yeah, out of these, I think this is probably the most well done film here. As much as I did like Top Gun Maverick, as far as a sequel, and they had a lot to stand up to with, which is the original Top Gun. They did great, but Don't Make Me Go, man, it tears at the heartstrings. For sure. So just get ready for a good cry if you go into this one. But like Horns was saying, definitely worth watching. And the ending comes at you fast, so just be ready.
Yeah. Banner, did you get to check this one out?
I did, and I really enjoyed it. It was not my pick, but somehow it fended off Prey, which just blew my fucking mind.
Loved Prey.
Very, very well done. I would not have been surprised if either one of those won. Don't Make Me Go was a very solid movie, and I would recommend if you want to cry.
I think this in the TV category this year, definitely the two deepest categories.
Yeah.
All right, well, they got to be kicking Matt out now. I mean, they're wrapping things up. The lights have turned on. Matt, what's the status backstage? Do you need us to bail you out of jail? Are you good?
Oh, they're definitely wrapping me up and kicking me out the door. But what would the Broscars be whenever someone's trying to wrap you up to throw your political views on them? So here's Geiger's right now. First off, McDonald's is supposed to be Americana, right? Why don't they have hot dogs and onion rings? Well, they fucking should. That's what I'm running on. Self-driving cars. They're coming. Can we drink?
That makes sense to me.
Wow.
Public pools. Why aren't they open when it's nice? Why do you gotta fucking check them and shit? I mean, it can't be more dirty than like just going in the fucking pond or something like that, right? I also have a lot of notes on Hitler's idea. What? Gotta go? Okay, I gotta go, guys. Sorry, throw it back to you.
Geiger 2024. All right. I think we got to go grab Matt before they fucking handcuff him and toss him in the back of a black car and put a hood over his head. Nate, we'll go to you first. Any closing thoughts from the Broscars that wrap up the movie year of 2022?
Man, just an honor to be here. Sixth annual. It's crazy that we're to this point. So can't wait for at least 6 more. And 2023 looking like a good year for movies and TV. So can't wait for the year to keep going and see the nominations roll in.
Yeah, we've already got the venue reserved next year, so I can't believe we don't even have to put down a deposit now. It's fucking wild.
That's on them.
Yeah. Banner, how about you? You kept your pants. Oh, never mind. Your pants are off. Sorry. I just saw your socks and assumed you kept your pants on. Thoughts on this?
My feet are cold. Why would I take my socks off?
Stupid. I regret I even said it. Thoughts on this year's Broscars, buddy?
Yeah, it's great. I love being a part of a first annual anything. So the fact that I get to do that 6 times has just been an incredible honor. And to be here with you guys, glory to God.
It's a pleasure. All right, thank you guys for listening. We have been the Bro 4 Squad podcast. For the legal counsel, Ronnie Cycli, who's also a cyborg, the American hero, Nate Thurman, the mad scientist, Brian Banner, our enforcer in the paint, Matt Geiger, I'm the mayor, Jeff Hornacek, and we are the Bro 4 Squad podcast. Please follow us on Twitter. If you type in Bro Force Squad has 3 separate words. You can find us on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, anywhere you find your podcast. And check out our website, bro4squad.com. Till next time, we got to all piece together our Venmo accounts and try and bail Geiger out of jail.
I got $6.
That's more than
What's the limit on the company credit card, Banner?
Yeah, about that.
It's already maxed out.
Might have already hit it.
It's already okay. I get
What
it.
happened last?